Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Stella Live, and in today's video we are heading to At Home to check out their Halloween decor. I did mention a couple of videos back that there probably was not going to be an At Home walkthrough from me because the closest At Home is 2 hours away, but then I ended up seeing a couple of pieces that I really wanted and I wasn't able to order them online, so I made the trip down and I decided to do a walkthrough while I was there. I did end up snagging a couple of pieces. Actually, I got all of the pieces that I wanted, so that's cool. There will be a haul next week sometime, so if you're interested, make sure you subscribe. Anyways, enough babbling, let's get into the walkthrough. As you know, as I said in the beginning of this video, that I do not live near an At Home, but every year I do pop into At Home really quickly when I take my daughter back home down to Southern Illinois. I stop in and I just kind of briefly walk the aisles. So this is probably the first time that I actually got to take a good look at everything. And I know that I've seen some of this stuff in here before, but as always, I always try to show everything that I see while I'm in the store. Sometimes I will miss a piece here and there, but I do try to film everything. I hate when I watch other people's videos and I see something in the background and they completely gloss over it. I'm like, no, I wanted to see that. So I do try to show everything. And I also really quickly wanted to mention up front in the video that there are a couple of items that I didn't get prices on because either I couldn't find the price or I just forgot to get it. So anyways, let's get into the decor. This mirror, I love this mirror. I should have bought this, but I didn't. I did get every single piece that I wanted to, so that's exciting. They have these little wooden skeleton guys, and then they have this Flemmy the Flamingo. If you watch Jade the Libra, they've got this little skeleton. He's $21.99, and they also have these glass pumpkins. Each of them are $8.99. I am just gonna pop in and out briefly here and there, just so I'm not talking throughout the whole entire thing. They have some of these black succulents. I kind of wish I would have bought some of these because I'm always looking for some black spooky plants, but I did leave them behind. I didn't get any of them. These were $4.99 each. They have this really cute black cat sitting on a black pumpkin for $17.99. And then they have this little wooden skeleton cut out for $2.99. And then they also have a jack-o'-lantern wooden cutout for $2.99. They have a few different haunted houses. I could not figure out what those little things in the windows were at first. They're little eyeballs, if you were like me and didn't know what they were. But this is $24.99. They also have these skeleton hand yard stakes for $19.99. And then they also have this skeleton bone set for $19.99. I actually thought this was a decent deal. And then they have this like zombie Victorian lady bust. I don't know what else to call her. She does light up for $12.99. She went into my cart. And then we have these little witchy hand hanger things that you can hang onto your wall. Those might have went into my cart too. And then they have these red bottom witchy boots. I kind of chuckled at these a little bit, just like the Louis Vuitton red bottoms. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's what it reminded me of. Now, because I don't get to go into at home a lot, I don't know if they had these last year. I know they had the large versions, but I don't know if they had these miniature versions. This one is $34.99, and I do believe last year they had the larger versions for $119.99. Again, I don't know if they have the big ones this year. I didn't see them while I was in the store. If they did, I probably would have purchased one. Maybe if there's still some left when I take my daughter back home, I might stop back in and browse a little bit more, see if I can snag one. I highly doubt it, but maybe. Watching this clip back, I don't know what I was thinking, holding this with one hand when it's ceramic, and I could have dropped it. I'm definitely really clumsy, but I guess I like to live life on the edge. They also have these pillar candles with the spiderweb design and the little wax strippies. I really liked this. And then they have this gargoyle. This is $9.99. They have this beaded skeleton pillow for $19.99. And really quickly while I'm thinking about it, a lot of this stuff lights up, but they didn't have try me buttons. And then on a lot of the stuff that did have try me buttons, the buttons didn't work. Just thought I'd throw that in there really quick if you were wondering why I'm not showing you things lit up. And then they have this sign, I love curse words. I thought that was interesting. I got a little chuckle out of that. And then they have this little skeleton couple for $9.99. I quite liked this mirror. I just wish the roses on this were more of a deeper red. I probably would have purchased it. They have a couple of these black metal houses. They're tea light candle holders. This one's $5.99, and then the bigger one is $9.99. They have this little ceramic tombstone. If my memory is serving me right, I think it was ceramic. It's $3.99, and I thought this would actually, maybe possibly, go good in my Headless Horseman flower garden, but I ended up leaving it because they only had one design and I wanted several of them and I didn't want them all to be the same. So I ended up passing on it. There is another tombstone later on in the video, and it's a little bit, well, it's quite a bit larger, but then I didn't like the skull on it. I'll for sure let you guys know when we get there. And then this right here, this little cauldron with the spider web and the spider is $14.99. This was one of the things that was definitely not working. I had to try all 4 of those cauldrons to get one that actually lit up. Then they have this scaredy cat on a jack-o'-lantern for $14.99. And then they have this little jack-o'-lantern guy filled with candy for $19.99. I thought this was very cute. Not my style, but I can definitely appreciate it. And then they have a bunch of these tiny little signs for $3.99 each. Talk spooky to me, glamour ghoul, and then of course, ghouls just want to have fun. And then they had some even smaller signs for 99 cents, trick or treat, beware of ghosts, and spooky season. Then they have this wooden candy countdown for $3.99. I think that if you have a little one who loves Halloween, this would be cute in their room. And then they have this really small Be Afraid tombstone for $1.99. And then I'm falling behind. This is an item that I could not find a price on. It's this little skeleton pillow with the bow ties. The price was nowhere to be found. And then they have this Ouija board skull for $14.99. They have this wraith for $24.99. And then they also have this little ghosty holding a jack-o'-lantern. Look at his cute little face. It makes me so happy. And he was $21.99. I feel like this reminds me of something that Home Goods had last year. I feel like they had something similar there. Then they have another one of these haunted houses in a smaller size. And they had this little witch hat for $4.99. They have this witch's boot tea light candle holder, and this was $9.99. And then they have these little cameos for $7.99 a piece. And then they have, I don't know why I'm holding this like this. They have this little witch's broom for $4.99. And then they have another little countdown, again, cute for a little kid's room, for $9.99. And then, of course, there's some gnomes. I feel like every holiday there's gnomes. It does not matter what holiday it is. There's gonna be a gnome. If you gnome, you gnome. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm really mad at making jokes. Anyways, both of these are $19.99 a piece. And then they have this little potion bottle for $5.99. And then right next to the potion bottle, we have this little heart tray canister jar thing for $4.99. I don't know what to call it, a little trinket dish. And then they have this toad for $7.99. This would be good for like a witchy theme. And then they also have this little wooden ghosty cutout for $2.99. And then right next to the little ghosty, we have this candy corn ghosty for $8.99, and he does light up. And then right next to the little candy corn ghosty, we have this black cat with the red eyes for $6.99. I think it's supposed to be like a pumpkin cat, like a gourd cat, I don't know. And then they have this little plant thing for $5.99. I don't know what it's supposed to be, an octopus? I don't know. And then they have this witchy hat on a stack of books for $39.99. Oh, and would you look at that? There's some more gnomes. Again, both of these gnomes are $19.99. And really quickly, I wanted to mention my nails again. I mentioned this in my last video that I forgot to clean my nails before filming. And then I kind of decided to go to at home kind of last minute. I just didn't have time to clean my nails. But I had some sticky press-on nails. You know, the ones that have the stickers on it. Well, those never stay on, so I thought it was a good idea to also put glue on them, and it did not hold whatsoever. They popped off the very next day. So the sticky residue is just like stuck to my nails right now. But yeah, that's why my nails look atrocious. I know some of you don't care, but just in case you're wondering what's plastered on my nails, it's because I had some fake nails on. Okay, I do want to talk about this haunted house for a second. I really love this. Welcome, come in and rest your bones. It does light up for $39.99. It was pretty heavy. I had my daughter hold it while I was recording, and while I was recording, she was like, "Oh my gosh," and I was like, "Yes, it's heavy." So, if you were wondering about that, it's a pretty decent size, and it's definitely got some weight to it. So I really like this. However, I would love to see like an actual little raven piece inside. I don't know how easy it would be to do that. Maybe you could get like a small one, paint the background white or something. I don't know. I just think it would be cooler with an actual like raven in it instead of the painting. Just my opinion, and probably something that I would do if I purchased it. They have this little light up spider web for $6.99. Again, I thought this was a decent deal for what it is. And then they have this bag of pumpkins for $4.99. I do believe there is 6 in here. These would be really good for some wreaths. They do have several bags of pumpkins. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, some of them have different designs. You'll see that later on. I do believe there's another one coming up here in a second. But this sign right here, it does have a kickstand in case you were wondering. They have this metal yardstake for $12.99. It says, "Come in, my pretties." I did like this, but I didn't at the same time. Like, you're not going to be able to see this at nighttime, and I think everything looks a lot cooler at nighttime in your yard. So I feel like the cauldron should have just been left blank, and would have been really cool is if they could have somehow managed to put some lights in between the cauldron and the flames, and maybe turn the flames green. I don't think I've ever seen red flames before in a cauldron, unless you're doing some kind of witchy photo shoot and you're like, yes, red, then go for it. But I mean, in general, my mind just always goes to green or just like a smoky gray. That's what I think of. But yeah, I would have loved to see them try to do something like that with the cauldron. And then they have this little wooden "Hey Boo" sign for $12.99. They have this solar spider light for $14.99. I actually quite liked this. I thought this was kind of cool. And then they had a few different mugs. They have this little ghosty one that says boo for $5.99. And then they have this one that says let's get spooky for $5.99. And then they have this one for $5.99 that has the little skulls and jack-o'-lanterns and bats. They have this little ghosty holding a jack-o'-lantern blow mold for $29.99, and this is something that you need an outlet for. It is not battery operated, just in case you were wondering. Again, they have a couple bags of these skulls. This one is $4.99. They do have a larger bag. I think it's like $7.99 or something. Again, you will see it. Then they have this larger skull for $4.99. Then they have this little spider guy for $9.99, and his legs are posable and his eyes flash green. They have this Frankenstein skeleton for $44.99, and I do believe he's around 5 feet. They have this little ghosty for $24.99, and his eyes do light up. And also, if you see me put my hand in the frame, it's because I didn't know if you guys could tell how big some of the items are, and the only way I thought to compare it was to put my hand out. Anyways, then they have this Grim Reaper wrapping himself around a tombstone, and then they also have this very large stack of pumpkins for $119.99. They have this dragon for $119.99. I did have to zoom in because he was all the way up at the top. He is sitting next to the Frankenstein skeleton, so I did get the Frankenstein in the shot just so you could see a comparison of how big it is. Now, this is something I know that they had last year because I've seen several people talk about it on their channels and haul them and whatnot, but they're these little skeletons with their arms dangling out of the pumpkin. And then they have this set of 3 fence posts for $24.99. They are plastic. And then they have this 6-piece tombstone set for $19.99. And then they have these 2 skeletons carrying a coffin for $119.99. I'm actually really interested in maybe getting this. I do want to grow my outdoor decor. I have a lot of indoor decor. However, I'm looking for more pieces for every day of the year rather than just Halloween specific. But again, I also want to grow stuff to put outside my house during Halloween. I mentioned a while back, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but I said that I aspired to have a house that people just want to drive by when it's Halloween and check out the decorations. But right now I have a very small yard, so that probably won't be until very far into the future, you know, where I can grow my collection and stuff. Anyways, they do have this black Halloween tree, I could not find the price on it anywhere. I looked all over the box. And then stuff was stacked on top of it, so I didn't know if it was maybe priced on the other side. I did look it up online, and again, I still could not find the price. And then they have this 10-foot posable skeleton, and he is $249.99. And then this is the tombstone that I was talking about for possibly using in my headless horseman flower bed, but I just did not like the skull on the front of it. I mean, I could have painted it, but I don't know. I think it was just the design, not necessarily the color, though I probably still would have painted it. And then this is another item that I could not find the price on. It's these 3 little flying ghosties. And then they also have this really large light up skull for $99.99. They have these black skulls for $7.99 and their jaws do move. I wanted to throw that in here really quick. And I did film the regular, quote-unquote, regular colored skulls, but I somehow deleted it because I'm really good at doing that. Anyways, then they have this eyeball pick for $3.99. And here is another item that I forgot to get the price on. It's these stacked little ghosties holding a sign that says boo with a pumpkin on the top. I assume this is like a candy bowl or something. And then they have the larger little candles with the drippies, only there's 4 instead of 3 candles. If you remember the smaller size, there was only 3 pillar candles. This one has 4. And then they have this clock for $54.99. They have this 6-foot animated butler for $124.99. And then they also have this animatronic. It's the Reaper for $124.99. Again, he is 6 foot. Alright, I don't have too much else to say, so I am going to end the voice note right here, but I will see you momentarily for the outro. Anyways, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys all next time. Bye!